everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new then hi, my name is Caitlin, welcome, and today we are updating my Pan Those Eyeshadows project pan. So I love this project pan, it is one of my main project pans and we have hit a pan this month, which is incredible because we've only been working on this colour story for 1 month. So in 1 month we have hit a pan, and I am also vetoing a shade as well. I don't normally veto shades, but I do have reasons. We will get into it later on in the video. But just before we jump into the video, if you have not already, definitely like and subscribe because I do so many project pans, shop my stashes and get ready with me's, normally with bright, fun, colourful makeup, but today I'm going in for my headshots, so I don't know, I don't think bright blue is the vibe for today for some reason. But yeah, let's jump into it. So I'm going to go from newest to oldest, I think, even though we've been working on them for a month anyway. They're all the same. Anyway, so let's get into the first one. This is actually going to be my veto. This is the shade Reckless from my Carnival XL Pro palette. This is what the shade looked like last month. It was pretty much brand new. We'd only used it a few times. And this is what it looks like this month. Again, we've used it once and I can tell you I am rolling it out. So even though in the pan it looks very, very dark, when I swatch it, it's very, very similar to Love Letter in my Pan That palette. This is what it looks like swatched. And I've just swatched Love Letter next to it. As you can see, they are the same. They're the same shade, so I really don't want to take away progress on my Pan That palette for this. This is also a very, very firmly pressed shade, so it's going to take a long time to hit pan on it, so I am going to veto it. I thought, like, it looks a lot deeper in the pan. I don't know if you can see. I thought it was going to be a lot deeper on the eyes, but it's not. It blends out to be identical to Love Letter. So again, I am going to be vetoing this out, and we are going to be rolling in a shade to replace that one. Okay, next we have Buzzkill from the Honey palette. This is what it looked like last month. It is the darkest matte in the palette, and this is what it looks like this month. Only a little bit better. We have used it twice this month, so again, not great. This is quite a difficult shade to incorporate because it is quite dark. I normally like using yellows to blend out shades, but I don't know, this month it's been a little bit difficult to do that just because, again, it's very dark. It's a very unique yellow kind of shade. I do want to kind of try it with like a khaki green, blending out a khaki green, or maybe like a dark orange from my Pan That palette maybe, but I've just not got round to it yet this month, but I am going to be keeping it in. 2 uses, again, isn't the best. But you know what, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. January's always slow. Okay, now moving on to a little bit better. The next is from my Urban Decay Game of Thrones palette, and it is the shade Frozen North. This is what it looked like last month, so pretty barely used. And this is what it looks like this month. So you can see there is definitely a pretty big dip in this. So I do like to use this as a liner. I've used it 4 times, twice as a liner and twice as just an eyeshadow. Obviously, to make a liner, I do have to scrape a little bit out, so there is going to be quite a precise dip in this shade. But I'm really, really enjoying this shade. I love blue. You all know I absolutely adore blue, so this really hasn't been a hard shade to reach for at all. I'm happy that I'm getting use out of this palette because, as you can see, it is pretty pristine. I barely touched this palette, which is a shame, but I am really glad that I am getting use out of this just because, again, like, it's a fun shade. It's a fun shade. And then finally we have my pan. Now I'm not even sure if you're going to be able to see this, but this is the shade What's the Tea from J Star. This is what it looked like last month, barely used, but I had repressed it. And this is what it looks like this month. I hope you can see the tiny pinprick pan. I was going to wear this one extra time, but I mean, today, again, I've got headshots. I can't wear blue eyeshadow, unfortunately, but I have hit pan. I have, I promise. It took 6 uses just because it has been repressed. It wasn't as firmly pressed as like a machine would do it. So there was quite a lot of kick up, and though actually it's quite shallow in the pan anyway. So it took me 6 uses to hit pan on this. I'm really, really happy that we do have at least one pan, which is amazing. I was very scared for a moment. But yeah, now we can roll in a new single. I loved this shade, you guys know. Again, I just love blue so much. Okay, so that means that we are rolling in 2 more shadows to work on. So first I'm going to roll for a single eyeshadow to replace What's the Tea. So we are going to have number 62. And then we are going to roll in a eyeshadow from a palette. And that is going to be the shade 114. So I'm gonna go and grab those shades and then be right back. Okay, so I am back with my new color story and I am very, very excited. Okay, so the single shadow that we rolled in was, I think, 62, and that was the second shade from my e.l.f. Berry Bad palette. This is what it looks like. It's very, very shallow in the pan, so I don't think it will take that long to hit pan on. I actually haven't used this at all since I repressed it, so this will be really, really fun to play with, and I think it will go really, really well with my Modern Renaissance palette. It's not too similar to any of the shades that are in there already, so it will give me some good, you know, things to play around with. Again, I haven't used this at all, so I'm really glad that I'm going to be having the opportunity to play with a brand new shadow. And then the universe heard my prayers talking about a green. The shade 114 also comes from my Carnival XL Pro palette, so we rolled out one shade from this palette to roll in another one. But the shade we've got is the shade Nuke, which is down here. It is this kind of, it's more primary green than like khaki green. But I'm actually really excited to use this. I've not really worn greens that much, and it would be nice to get back into it, especially with spring coming up. I feel like spring is a very green season. I don't know, what do you think? So I have swatched both the colour stories out here. This is our old colour story and this is our new colour story. This is very like primary colours, I feel. This was like a little bit more of like a colour story, where this is very primary. But I don't know, we should have some good fun with this. I'm actually really, really excited. So my goals next month, I kind of want to hit pan on Frozen North, and then maybe we can hit pan on Berry Bad as well. I don't know, who knows, but they're going to be my little goals for the coming month. So that is it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy it, definitely like and subscribe. Are you doing this project as well? I would love to know, and I would love to check you guys out. Do you think we're going to hit pan next month? Let me know in the comments. I hope you have an absolutely incredible day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!